So when you start a lesson in Zoom, it's recommended that you do not record automatically and to ask for consent from the group. And this is one, just to help with your relationship with the students, but also for GDPR purposes, because we have to have explicit consent for the recordings. If anyone doesn't feel comfortable recorded, then they're welcome to turn their camera off and ask questions through the chat function, which will not be recorded in the video. So it's recommended that you ask if anyone has any questions before you start the recording, just in case any student doesn't feel comfortable speaking up themselves. I always do this at the end of a session, just to give a space for any kind of questions that students might have had in the back of their mind. So at the start of a session, I set out the classroom rules for interaction and asking questions, which includes, for me, using Zoom chat, or for you, it could be waving within the notifications. Remember to record to the Zoom cloud, not to your own device. Again, this is for GDPR, so that you're not saving anything that includes students on your own personal devices, but to a space that's been operated. This is the guidance that I set out at the start of every lesson, just to kind of keep students aware of how we're going to be managing the space and what's expected of them. So if you've got a question, ask in the chat box. Keep sound muted unless asked to talk. Please keep your video on where possible, and just to remind that the video will be recorded. And just again for privacy reminders, so please note the public chat log from this lesson will be saved, and can we confirm consent for recording before we begin? So it just makes it as a regular part of the process at the start of every lesson. I recommend that you follow these guidelines, but if you have any extra rules that you'd like to set as a part of the lesson, I'd put them on a slide as well.